minutes to play here on the last day of the regular season. The last home game for the Georgia Bulldogs, trying to go out on a high note, win that 20th game of the year in the regular season. If the Dogs are able to accomplish that, it would be the first time since 2015 that they've won 20 games during the regular season. Now, they did win 20 last year, but that was through the NIT. Dogs finishing 20-17 in Mike White's second year. Coming into today's game with a 19-11 record, 7-10 in the SEC. Trying to win their fourth straight conference game. That would be their longest conference streak if the Dogs win today, since winning 5 in a row in 2016. So a lot of firsts in a while for Georgia on the line. But they got to get the win here against the Commodores. Georgia with the ball to start the second half. Tied at 39. Here we go. Georgia will work on the left end of the floor here at Stegman from our vantage point now. Blue Kane with the basketball on the far side of the floor. Dylan James takes the pass, head of the key. Now puts it on the floor and drives against Magnon. Floater off the glass and off the rim. No good. Rebound, Commodores. Dogs fail to convert on their first possession of the half. Vanderbilt turns it over on theirs. Hogard, claiming he was fouled, had the ball knocked away and bounced right to Justin Abson for Georgia. Commodores with their 6th turnover of the game. Newell down the lane, floater right at point-blank range. Missed it, offensive rebound from the right side, back up and in.
Yeah, he did that. He did that to pad his stats. Get that rebound, still make the shot.
Dogs take the lead, 41-39. Georgia's large lead of the first half was only 3. Vanderbilt had a 5-point lead a couple of times. That's it. Edwards, fadeaway 2, right side. High floater right down through the heart of the basket. Good. He's got 18. Tied at 41.
Well, the late Moses Malone was great at that rebounding and putting it back.
Asa drives off the wing from the right side. Tripped as he gets to the right lane line. That's a foul on Vanderbilt.
All right, now let's see.
They got Magnon.
He was thinking about shooting.
I like it. I was thinking about him thinking about shooting.
Then they ought to give him more shots than just the 2.
That's right. He should get 4. So Asa's going to get 2 here.
Asa Newell to the line for the Dogs. Shooting.
And these will be his 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game.
Wow.
He's hit 5 so far. 5 out of 6. Free throw number 1. Front of the rim. Backboard and through. Good. That rim sounds loose down on this end, doesn't it?
It did.
Asa, the Dogs' leading scorer today with 11. The left-hander readies. Ball's in the air. That was all net.
As you heard.
Yes, a lovely sound when it swishes through the nylon. Dogs in the lead again, 43-41. 12th lead change. McLaughlin for 3. Rattled out, hit the glass, and fell back through for big number 99. That's his first 3-pointer of the game, and the Commodores take a 1-point lead, 44-43. Ball stripped away by Magnon from Silas Demery, going to bounce out of bounds just to the right of the Georgia bench. So the Dogs will inbound with Silas Demery. Mike White having a discussion with the baseline official at this point. Not exactly happy with what is not being called on the floor right now. Dogs with the possession, trailing by 1. Kane drives against Edwards on the block. Floater with spin. Good off the right side of the glass. Found its way to the bottom of the basket with that English off the glass. 6 points for Blue in the game. Dogs by 1, 45-44. Magnon, 3-ball, left side. Too much on it. Rebound. Ripped away from Vanderbilt, but a foul on Blue Kane, says Chuck Jones. He hit it McLaughlin on the hand as they were fighting for the rebound. Wow. Second foul on Blue.
Please welcome back to the court.
Commodores will have the basketball. Santos Surreal into the game. Justin Abson comes out for Georgia. A little more than 2 minutes gone here in the second half. Georgia with a 1-point lead. McLaughlin has it on the inbounds in the right corner. Works against Somto. Pass deflected by James. Dogs almost had the steal. Silas tried to pick up the dribble and a loose ball foul.
I think it's on Edwards.
They call it on the Commodores.
First and Vanderbilt second.
That's number 1 on the diminutive guard.
Yeah, he was reaching in, trying to grab the basketball, and he slapped Silas.
That's not very nice.
No, he wasn't. And Silas was very offended.
45-44, Dogs by 1. Zimri with the basketball, Euro step, kick out into the corner for 3. Asa Newell rattles out. Rebound, Nickel for the Commodores. He drops it off to Tanner in the backcourt. The freshman guard will walk it into the front court. Works against Demery. Spins and feeds McLaughlin. He drives down the lane. Oh, blocked out of there. Not on my watch, said Somto. He just rejected it right into the band. Somto Surreal, 5th in the league in blocked shots as he closes in on 50 for the year. Vanderbilt ball, 13 on the shot clock. Tanner feeds it in on a bounce to Nickel. Give it to Magnon, drives out of the right corner into the paint. Left wing it goes to Tanner, 6 to shoot. Edwards has it. 40 feet from the basket, spins by Blue, runs through the lane, loses the handle, and ball's out of bounds. What's the call? Vanderbilt ball with 3/10 of a second on the shot clock. I thought he traveled.
Yeah,
actually.
I did too. In fact, the reason you thought that was because he did.
Yes. Maybe the game's too fast for our trio of officials. They're not seeing all of that today.
Well, when they tuck it under their arm and run like a running back.
3/10. They got a catch and shoot, quick touch. And Edwards took the inbounds, but I think he was on the baseline when he caught the pass. Is that the call? Oh, shot clock violation. So 3/10, he didn't get out of his hand quick enough.
Yeah, well, with 3/10, you don't have time to catch and shoot.
Yeah, you got to throw it to the rim and just tap it in. That's about the only chance you have. So a shot clock violation on the Commodores. And Georgia has possession, leading by 1, 45-44. 11 ties, 14 lead changes so far in this game. It is tight. Blue Kane trying to dribble through traffic, can't penetrate top of the key. Tanner's all over Blue, won't let him get loose. There's a 3 by Dylan James. He got loose and connects on a 3 from the right wing. A big Dylan James Scana Energy three-pointer.
Well, he has turned down a number of them today. I was surprised to see him take that one.
That's his first. He's got 7 points this afternoon. Georgia leads by 4. Tanner with an answer. That's no answer. His 3 is off the rim, and it's rebounded by James. Dylan drops it off on the bounce to his right to Silas. All alone for a 3. Bottom! Silas Demery Jr. for 3. Scana Energy, big three-pointer.
Oh, and they want a timeout. Vandy wants a timeout. This place is coming right off the hinges. The Stag is rocking now.
Dogs with their largest lead of the game. It's a 7-point lead. It looks mammoth on the scoreboard. Dogs 51, Vanderbilt 44. We've got a timeout at Stegman Coliseum. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
At Kroger, an annual Boost membership is better than ever. Save up to $1,100 each year on gas, groceries, delivery fees, and streaming options. With double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and exclusive savings for members, there's so much to love about Boost. Sign up for a Boost membership today. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
You need all the energy you can get for game day. Luckily, at Georgia Power, we know a thing or two about saving energy. We understand that energy costs are an important part of your budget. That's why we're dedicated to providing tools and assistance that can help make a difference, so you can save your energy for the game. Visit georgiapower.com/myenergy to learn more.
Hear that? The relaxing sound of ambient music in a yoga class. And if you were here, you'd listen to 15 people taking a deep breath in sync. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get a quote today and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And find inner peace with a different pose called Palms on Handlebars. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Georgia basketball is brought to you in part by the Progressive Keys to Program Progress, providing cars to veterans in need. 16:01 remaining here on the last day of the regular season for the Georgia Bulldogs and for the Vanderbilt Commodores. As a matter of fact, they just happen to be on the road in Georgia with its biggest lead of the game now, 51-44. The Dogs have scored 8 straight over the last 2 minutes and hit 4 of their last 5 shots to take that largest lead of the game at 7. Dimry with 11. Lawrence with 9. Asa has 12. He's the leading scorer, as a matter of fact. He was on the bottom of my score sheet there. But he's got 12. Dimry with 11. Leading scorer for Vanderbilt is Edwards with 18, which is just a smidge over his average. He basically got his average in the first half with 16 points. Dogs have outscored Vanderbilt here to start the second half 12-5, and Mark Byington had to call a timeout.
I'll tell you what, it's nice to see Dylan knock down. Like I said, he had a couple of open ones earlier and turned them down in the first half. And I thought, well, maybe just, doesn't feel it today, but he let that one go, knocked that down, then went right down the floor and grabbed a big rebound for us off of good defense.
Dylan's percentage-wise, he's a decent three-point shooter. He's over 40% this season. He just doesn't take a lot.
That's better than decent.
He's only taken 21 threes. He's hit 9 of them.
He needs to talk to me. Because let me tell you something. I'll be the first to, Dylan, take more shots.
Commodores ball. They bring it up the floor and from left to right. They're all in black. Georgia in grays today. Hogard with 3 fouls, feeds Carey, spins against Somto in the paint, and rolls it in off the glass from the left side. Jalen Carey with those spin moves got deep down on the block right under the basket and laid it up. 51-46. That ends an 8-0 Georgia run. Dogs in front by 5 with the ball. Dimry feeds to his left to Lawrence. At the hash mark, hops to the top of the key and gives it back to Silas. We lob it down low. Somto rips down the rim with a two-handed dunk, and they foul.
And they foul him. Wow. Now that's not smart basketball.
Somto with a dunk, and one will come after the under-16 timeout. Foul on Vanderbilt. Clock stops with 15:21 remaining. It's Georgia 53, Vanderbilt 46. Back into a break here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
After investing billions to light up our network, T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network. Plus, right now, you can switch, keep your phone, and we'll pay it off up to $800. See how you can save on every plan versus Verizon and AT&T at T-Mobile.com/across America.
Up to 4 lines via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
With the enhanced engine performance and fuel economy of newly reformulated Tri-Clean gas from Citgo, you're good to go. But good to go where? Exotic bird shopping? To your Tuesday night bowling league?
Woo! That's a turkeys.
Good to go try your luck at bingo.
G32.
Good to go to a lumberjack competition.
I'm gonna move my car.
New top-tier Tri-Clean gas from Citgo. The most advanced fuel we've ever made. Now you're good to go.
This is Coach Mike White, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. If you know me, you know that I'm a fan of hard work, both on and off the court. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling line of trucks for 47 consecutive years. Delivering outstanding power, smart tech, and capability, Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty should be your go-to truck for all your projects. For the latest offers, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer today. Go Dogs!
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
No one gets you closer to the game than SiriusXM SEC Radio. You can tune in for news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. Your team is covered anywhere you go. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/SEC Radio 2025. Georgia leads Vanderbilt with 15:21 remaining, 53-46. Santos Surreal will be on the line when play resumes, and Georgia fans are also keeping an eyeball on another game that is ongoing right now out in Fayetteville, Arkansas, where the Razorbacks are hosting Mississippi State, because the outcome of that one and the outcome of this one will determine the seeding for the SEC tournament. If Georgia wins and Arkansas loses, the Dogs would be the 10 seed and would play Vanderbilt Wednesday night at 7 o'clock in Nashville, 7 Eastern time. So the Dogs are doing their part here, but Mississippi State's not helping out Georgia on the road today. They're losing to Arkansas right now, 72-59. Still a lot of time remaining in that one as well. Better than 10 minutes still to play. And Arkansas now, well, the score just changes. Arkansas by 15. So if the Dogs win and Arkansas wins, Georgia would be the 11th seed in Nashville next week, and that means a late game Wednesday night. Free throw by Santos Surreal is good. He got all of the rim. I think he even got a piece of the backboard, and it fell through for him on the roll. Santo with a three-point play. Dogs with their largest lead of the game at 8, 54-46. McLaughlin straight on three. No good. Off the rim. Rebound. Vanderbilt. Carey gets it. Gives it to McLaughlin deep underneath the basket on the baseline. They call Asa for a foul. He was trying to hold his verticality, and the official says he got his hip into him, a little hip check.
He
forced
did.
Him out of bounds.
He ran right into him.
Asa's third. Newell comes out. He's got a dozen points. R.J. Godfrey also with 3. Quickly back into the ballgame. Commodores maintained possession after the foul on Asa. A.J. Hogard, the Michigan State transfer, to inbound it for Vanderbilt. Trying to throw it over Somto. Gets it to McLaughlin. Hand it right back to Hogard. Here comes a 3. Right corner. No good. Rebound Somto Surreal.
Wow, Somto's playing great.
Lawrence has it in the front court around a screen from Somto. Now slows it down in the corner.
That looked like Super Somto flying through the air to grab that rebound.
He's got a few of those today. Here goes Super Somto in the paint, trying to dip under McLaughlin. Scooped it up. It fell short off the right side of the rim. Rebound to the Commodores. Didn't have enough juice on it. Bounce feed inside to Carey. Somto just pinned it on the backboard. Block shot.
Somebody stop
watch.
that man.
Dogs with the ball. Kane. 3. Oh! No good. Off the rim. Rebound Vanderbilt. Hit the glass. Hit the rim. Kicked away. 54-46. Dogs in front by 8. Better than 14 minutes remaining. McLaughlin puts it on the floor. Drives into Godfrey on the block. Now they get it out on the perimeter. Carey with a head fake on the 3 and the drive. Handoff underneath. Magnon tried to go up and under or reverse it up and in. He got fouled in the air. And the foul is on Somto. Surreal with his third. Dogs carrying a load with our bigs. 3 bigs with 3 fouls each. Somto Surreal, R.J. Godfrey, Ace, and Newell. 2 of those are on the floor. The Dogs with substitutions. It looks like LeFew and James, they're seated at the scores table right underneath us, ready to check into the game. Magnon hits the free throw for the Commodores. So Blue and Somto come out. LeFew and James back in for Georgia. 54-47. Bulldogs in front.
One shot.
Magnon's second free throw. He's a transfer from Cornell, graduate transfer. Right-handed shooter, and the ball's in the air, and it's all net good. He hits both of his foul shots. Now, the Commodores, Carey is on the floor. Did he slip
one of
or
our
fall?
guys.
What happened?
One of our guys was on the floor, too. That was...
Did he get tangled up with RJ? Because Godfrey got up quickly. They're mopping up a lot of moisture on the floor. Did something spill or what? I mean, that's where
RJ was.
Where Carey was laying, too. I guess that's where the two bodies fell. That was just kind of sudden. There's no whistle, no foul. And Georgia resets to inbound the ball again. Now they'll turn us loose. Tyron Lawrence to throw it in. Vanderbilt will come with full court pressure. Lawrence feeds it into an open Godfrey. Right back to Lawrence. He'll bring it up the floor. Lawrence over the logo and into the front court. Picked up by Hogard right there. Man-to-man for the Commodores. Skip it to the left to Demery. A little bit wide. He has to reach for it to retrieve the bounce pass. Silas hesitates. Now drive. Tried to scoop it up and in. He got clobbered at the rim.
I got to tell you, Silas faked the three, and they jumped at it. He faked the three, and when they jumped, he was gone. He was headed to the basket.
High in the air and spinning. He got whacked there by Jalen Carey. And two free throws coming for Silas Demery. Georgia's 6'5" sophomore guard from Raleigh, North Carolina, goes to the line. Trying to extend a 6-point Georgia lead. It's 54-48. Two foul shots on the way. Free throw number one by Demery is good, all net. Silas now with a dozen points in the game. Tied for the scoring lead with Asa Newell. He's 4 out of 5 from the line today. 80% coming into the game this afternoon at the free throw line. He's been there a bunch, too. Over 140 foul shots this season for Silas. He hits a pair right there. Knocked them both down. Big answer from Silas Demery. The lead is 8 again for the Dogs, 56-48. 13.5 to play here in Athens this afternoon. Hogard works against Demery out above the three. Now he puts it on the floor, drives in, spin move, lost the handle. Godfrey picks it up on the bounce. Dogs with a steal. RJ through the paint, kick out to Lawrence, doesn't take the three. He attacks, feeds it back to LeFew. He'll fake the three, drive, got a layup with the left hand, good.
Beautiful.
Dakota with his first basket of the afternoon.
But I got to tell you, Silas tipped that ball and stole it. He'll get credit for a steal that led to those points.
Dogs by 10, 58-48. Largest lead of the afternoon. He's got Stegman on a roll. There's a loose ball rolling towards half court. Picked up on the sideline, but he couldn't stay in bounds. Tyron Lawrence. He picked it up. Ball was rolling out of bounds. Looked like he was trying to get a bowling ball out of the gutter on the far side over there. And he just lost his balance and fell out of bounds. It'll be Commodore's ball in the backcourt. Oh, the Dogs' defense, they've really ramped it up a little bit here in the second half, eh, Chuck?
No doubt. And far more aggressive. And now they're getting their hands in those passing lanes, which is helping. But Somto made a huge difference during the time he was on the floor with those block shots. Had Vandy looking, had their heads on the old swivel looking around. Where is he?
They reset the shot clock to 30. Did they call a change of possession there?
They had to because,
well, the Commodores will get it in the backcourt. It was not locked. It was knocked loose. I guess Lawrence technically had possession for maybe a dribble or two.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before he fell out of bounds. Nonetheless, Commodores ball. And the lead is 10 for Georgia. Edwards floater in the paint. He gets fouled, knocked sideways, and his shot is off the rim, no good. And they've got Tyron Lawrence with his first foul. Edwards will go to the line. 2 shots coming for the 6-foot guard, Jason Edwards, for Vanderbilt. Edwards had 16 in the first half. He's got 18 in the game. And he's 4 out of 5 from the foul line. And that one rims out. No good. 84% shooters. Missed a couple of times today. 9th leading scorer in the Southeastern Conference in his first season in SEC basketball. Edwards' second free throw is good, all net. 19 for Edwards today. He's the only Commodore in double figures. They steal the inbounds, and Tanner will lay it up and in for Commodores. They stole the inbounds pass and got a two-pointer very quickly. Now Blue throws it into LeFew.
We weren't paying attention.
58-51. Commodores got 3 quick ones. They got one at the foul line, and then they got a easy lay-in 2 after a steal. LeFew fakes the 3, dribbles and drives. Step back 3 in the corner. Oh, off the rim. Rebound. Godfrey goes back strong. Misses a short layup. He got undercut and fouled, I think.
Yep.
Underneath, there was a Vanderbilt player on the floor. Who are they going to call it on? That's who they call it on J.Q. Roberts. The 6'8 forward was on the floor under the basket, and when Godfrey went up and tried to lay it in, he committed the foul. I believe from the seat of his pants. RJ on the line. 2 shots coming for the Dogs. Junior forward from Suwanee, Georgia. Clock stopped at 12:07. Free throw number 1, RJ Godfrey. Front rim, back rim, side rim, and off. No good. Godfrey's first trip to the free throw line this afternoon. 64% this season. He had been 5 of 5 from the line in his previous 3 games. The right-hander readies, ball's in the air. That one's short, front of the rim. No good, missed them both.
And they lost it out of
bounds. Oh, gosh, they give it to Vanderbilt. Oh, and McLaughlin looked like it was out on him, but apparently it was out on Blue Kane. Folks on this end of the floor don't like the call, but Georgia doesn't argue profusely at all, so here we go. We play on. Of course, they can't look at it at this stage in the game. One of the oddities of basketball. We don't examine the out-of-bounds calls until the last 2 minutes of the game. Edwards down the lane. Layup attempt good. Rolls in off high. The left side of the glass fell through, and he got fouled. Another 3-point play. Vanderbilt's pushing our buttons now. They whittle down our 10-point lead, and they're going to the line. Foul on the Dogs. Got a push. Did they call that on Lawrence? I think they did on Tyron. And that'll get us into a timeout with 11:47 to go. No, they called it on Dylan James.
Dylan James.
They called it on James. That's his second. Free throws on the way for Vanderbilt after the timeout. Commodores have cut the lead in half. They trail by 5. It's the Dogs 58. Vanderbilt 53. Back after this. Bulldog Sports Network.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. And no matter what tasty choice you make, our low prices add up to big savings. Plus, you get over $600 in digital coupons each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump and points. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These two Athens institutions have joined forces to connect quality beer with the passion and pageantry of the UGA faithful. Whether it's Georgia's favorite craft beer, Tropicalia IPA, the 2-time gold medal winning Classic City Lager, or their new Sip 'em Seltzer, Creature Comforts has you covered on game day and every day. And if you're visiting the Classic City on game day, Creature Comforts beers are available at the Stegman Coliseum and anywhere good cold beer is served. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. 21 and over. Champions drink responsibly.
Scana Energy is a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. For every 3-pointer scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Scana Energy says, go Dogs. as we check the three-point numbers today. Each team with 6 threes in the game. Georgia 6 of 13. And Vanderbilt 6 of 19. Dogs by 5. 58-53 with 11:47 remaining. But the Commodores have scored the last 5 points of the game and are looking for more. When time resumes, they'll be at the free throw line for an and one.
You know, and again, we've talked about the size advantage Georgia has over the Commodores. And not that size matters all that much in rebounding, because, like I've always said, the best rebounder I ever saw was 6'8", and that was Dennis Rodman. But, you know, right now they're out rebounding us. They've got 27. We got 25. We've had the lead throughout much of this game on the glass.
They are +3 on the offensive boards as well. They've got 11 offensive rebounds to Georgia's 8. Dogs out of the timeout with Asa Newell, Somto Surreal, Silas Demery, Dakota LeFew, and Blue Kane. And Edwards waiting for his free throw opportunity to complete a three-point play for the Commodores. They've got Nickel and Tanner, McLaughlin, Edwards, and Roberts on the floor.
We got to come up with a stop for that guy.
Free throw is good. He's got 22 this afternoon and checks out of the game, Edwards. And Hogard is back on the floor.
Boy, can we leave it that way?
So it's a 4-point Georgia lead now, 6 straight for Vanderbilt, 58-54. 11:47 to go. LeFew inbounds to Somto, who came back to about the three-point line to take the inbounds pass. LeFew will carry it over the timeline. Dribbles on the logo. Demery flashes out, feeds Newell on the left wing. Back to Silas. He explodes down the lane, pivots underneath. Ball stripped out of bounds off his leg, I guess, and out of bounds off Georgia. It'll be Commodores basketball as Demery drove into the paint, was in the restricted zone. When he tried to pivot, the ball was down low and came out of his hands and rolled off his leg.
I got to tell you, that's been a foul all afternoon. It's certainly been a foul when they drove in there and did that.
It was not a foul in that instance, in that it was not called such. McLaughlin with the ball, underhands it to Edwards, who came back in the game quickly. Shot fake, he got blue in the air, then he shoots afterward and misses it off the rim. It bounced twice, came down to Somto. Dogs rebound the miss. We've got a 4-point lead. Demery with a left-hand dribble, left of the circle. Lobs it to Somto. Surreal on the floor. Drives inside, shoots, but he hits the underside of the rim. Rebound to the Commodores. Edwards has it, works on the right wing by LeFew, skips it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin slides into the paint, falls down. Somehow the Commodores kept the basketball. McLaughlin was expecting contact down there, and we moved out of the way, and he just fell. Hogard, deep three, back of the rim, no good. Blue Kane with the rebound. He slashed through the paint and caught it on the right block. Georgia with the ball, still by 4. 10 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in Athens. Kane skips it to Newell, top of the key, just inside the three-point line. Go to Demery and set a screen. Silas spins towards the baseline against Nickel. Up the wing to Asa with 6 to shoot. Newell drives to the foul line, stops, pivots, shoots, misses the 14-footer off the iron. Rebound, Tyler Nickel from the Commodores. Long pass up the floor to Hogard. No-look dish underneath to McLaughlin, and a reverse lay-in is good by Vanderbilt.
We were getting stopped. Our problem was we weren't scoring on the other end. Now they do score.
They've scored 8 straight after Georgia took a 10-point lead. Georgia's advantage whittled down to just 2. 9.5 to play. LeFew to Asa for 3. Front of the rim, no good. J.Q. Roberts, rebound for Vanderbilt. Dogs have gone cold. 8-or Commodore run. They can tie it with a 2 on this possession or take the lead with a 3. Edwards, crossover, got a screen, dribbles on the left wing. Now the ball comes near side to Hogard. Back to McLaughlin, straight on 3. Rims out, no good. LeFew up high for a two-handed rebound. Wings it over to Blue Kane on the right side. Skip it back to LeFew. Dribbles to his left. Here comes a quick three. Good on net. Dakota LeFew. He was deadly with that release. That's his first three of the afternoon. He's got 5 in the game. 61-56 Georgia. Big shot by Dakota LeFew with a little more than 8.5 minutes remaining. Hogarth drives on the baseline. He probably traveled. No call. Commodores continue play. McLaughlin from the corner misses a long jumper for 3. Rattles out. LeFew got the rebound. Looking and dribbling his way up the floor. Feeds it back to Dimry. Silas drives behind. Screen from Santo. Pump fake and a fadeaway 2 at the elbow. Won't go. Edwards crashes to the floor. It's 4-on-5 on the other end. Commodores lose the ball. Rolls to Silas. They foul him as he heaves the ball to half court to go the other way. Kane was breaking away. Got a foul on 99 on McLaughlin. Edwards was injured back on the left end of the floor as play continued. He's just now getting up as he talks to one of the officials.
Yeah, he's trying to say, why didn't you stop the game? I was down here. I didn't feel good. And why didn't you stop the game?
Please welcome back to the court.
And I think the reason was because Commodores got whistled for a foul on McLaughlin, and that's his 3rd. And now Chuck Jones is talking to Pat Adams, 2 of the officials, having a discussion. Are they going to have to review something? Yeah, they're sending everybody to their corners. Go to your corner, you go to your corner. We're going to the video and the microphone and the headsets. Are they going to go to the media break as well? Yep, they are. 8:05 remaining, so they're going to go ahead and take the under 8 timeout. Georgia leads here in Athens, 61-56. We'll come back to Stegman Coliseum right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
The dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Creature Comforts Brewing Company is the official craft beer of your Georgia Bulldogs. These 2 Athens institutions have joined forces to connect quality beer with the passion and pageantry of the UGA faithful. Whether it's Georgia's favorite craft beer, Tropicalia IPA, the 2-time gold medal winning Classic City Lager, or their new Sip 'em Seltzer, Creature Comforts has you covered on game day and every day. And if you're visiting the Classic City on game day, Creature Comforts beers are available at the Stegman Coliseum and anywhere good cold beer is served. 2 brands, 1 town, 1 team. Go Dogs! Sip 'em. 21 and over. Champions drink responsibly.
Game day traditions start with a cup of community coffee. Proud coffee partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. Family owned since 1919, Community Coffee has spent 5 generations roasting great tasting blends right here in the USA. They're just as dedicated to making a difference in the community with programs that support teachers, military service members, disaster relief, and first responders. Try Community Coffee or find it near you at communitycoffee.com.
The unexpected happens every day, and when it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Georgia 61, Vanderbilt 56. Play was being reviewed during the timeout. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. We were tied at the half at 39. Georgia's +5 here in the second half. That's the margin of the lead as well here at the 8:05 mark. They adjust the clock. Did they adjust the clock at all when they were reviewing the play? Maybe a second.
Well, they've gone to third. There was a foul.
Yeah.
So we're going to – it's not a 1-and-1.
Apparently they didn't see anything flagrant back on the other end. Edwards was complaining because he was sitting out that last play when his team committed a foul.
Well, he was sitting it out. He was sitting it out on our free throw line.
Just sitting on the floor, and he grabbing at his shoulder, and
yeah,
I don't know, he claimed he got hit
when the play
or in the stomach.
When the play ended, it became time to complain to the official. He jumped up and he was fine. He stayed on the floor throughout the play until Silas got fouled.
Officials didn't see anything on the play.
Well, that's not unusual.
Or they didn't call anything.
Oh, there. Now that's...
I got to get my words right. So Georgia will have the ball.
There's a difference between not seeing and not calling.
The foul on the previous play was on McLaughlin, too, and that's his fourth now for the Vanderbilt. Dogs have a 5-point lead in the ball. Demery on the dribble, guarded by Hogard, who had 3 in the first half. Hasn't been too dangerous with his defense here in the second half. Demery going to turn it over on the drive to the baseline. And the Dogs will give it away. Vanderbilt will inbound. Empty possession for Georgia on that one. 61-56, Dogs by 5. Commodores have the ball. Hogard dribbles on the wing. Fakes right, goes left to Tanner for 3. He fakes it and gives it up to Hogard. Nickel has it. LeFew's all in his business. They feed the post. Carey bumps with Godfrey. 5 to shoot, 4 to shoot. He pivots. He spins. He goes up. Godfrey blocks the shot. They call a tie-up, a jump ball. Commodores are going to have the arrow.
With 1.1. Lots of luck with that.
Godfrey with good defense. Didn't give up any ground to Jalen Carey at 6'8" and 245. Hogard to throw it in. 1.1. Feed it into Carey. And a shot clock violation. He tried to dribble and go under the basket and lay it up from the left side. There wasn't enough time for that.
Yeah, I don't know what once you put the ball on the floor, that's it. I mean, 1.1, you don't have time to dribble.
Second shot clock violation of the game for Vanderbilt. Dogs have the ball. Magnon swiping at it from Lawrence, and finally a foul. That's going to be 1-1 now for Tyron Lawrence. 7th team foul on Vanderbilt. That's number 3 on Chris Magnon.
I'm looking at this scoreboard. Vandy sitting here with 56 points. I just happen to think our last 2 opponents, Scott, we've held under 70. We've held them in the 60s.
Dogs won in South Carolina on Tuesday, 73-64. That was their 3rd straight win as we swept the Gamecocks during the regular season.
Well, we've been playing good defense. I mean, you're holding on the road, you're holding teams in the 60s.
Lawrence free throw around the rim and good. Ty with his first point of the half. He's got 10 in the game now. He had 9 in the first half. 62-56 Dogs. Second free throw by the left-hander from just down the road, and Monticello is good. Dogs 63, Vanderbilt 56. Students are trying to get the crowd revved up again. 6:55 remaining in the ball game. Carey dribbles along the three-point line, near side of the floor, lobs it back to Edwards, who's back in the game. From the logo, dribbles to the wing, stops the dribble, guarded by Lawrence, 7 to shoot. Drops it on the bounce to Carey into the paint. He's doubled on the block. 3 to shoot, 2 to shoot. Hogard will fire, late 3. No good, off the rim.
Great defense.
Rebound to the Dogs, and the crowd likes that. In fact, they love it. Lawrence to the rack on the other end, and he's fouled. Going to the rim strong. He had the ball up high in the air, and he got hacked under the basket.
And that's a 2-shot foul, so...
4 on Hogard, too, Chuck. That's 4 on the Commodore guard. Devin McLaughlin also has 4 for Vanderbilt.
More importantly, we had RJ down there playing defense a while ago. And, I mean, they were backing right into him, but he had to be so careful. And he did. He did a great job and got the tie-up on the block.
Lawrence, free throw number 1. Basket spit it out. No good. Ty Lawrence this season at the line, 79%. Not quite there today, just 4 of 7 from the free throw line. Second shot by the left-hander, good, all net. Dozen points for Tyron Lawrence. Dogs 64, Vanderbilt 56. 8-point lead. A point at a time for Georgia. Commodores ball. We chase Hogard away from the three-point line on the left side of the floor. Still dribbling all the way to the right side now. Gives it up to Edwards, top of the key. Mishandles the dribble. It was low. Crossover to Lawrence. Into the corner. Hogard 3. Hits the heel of the iron. Rebound. Loose on the floor. Body's diving for it. Vanderbilt picks it up. Carey cross court on a diagonal pass to Hogard. Runs through the lane. Layup attempt. Shot blocked by Asa.
Oh, and a foul.
LeFew dives for the ball and a foul on Nickel for the Commodores, who was also diving for the ball.
How about that? Asa Newell. Beautiful block.
Free throws for the Dogs coming up. Be a 1-and-1 on the left end of the floor for Dakota LeFew from Hampton, Georgia.
Boy, now see, I would have said he was thinking about shooting.
You might be right. He was only about 90 feet away. Free throw number 1 by the right-hander is all net. Dakota now with 6. First free throw of the afternoon for LeFew. His first attempt. Now his second is on the way to give Georgia a 10-point lead again. Ball's in the air, right through the heart. Good. Godfrey out.
Boy, and RJ getting a lot of attaboys. He deserved them.
Dogs with Lawrence, Newell, Samto, LeFew, and Silas Demery on the floor. Less than 6 minutes remaining. Georgia's lead is 10 again for the second time, 66-56. Commodores ball. Tanner whips it to Carey, puts it on the floor. We push him away from the paint with Surreal. Gives it to Edwards along the right baseline. Lawrence guarding. Up the wing to Carey. Fakes the handoff. Now pivots and passes to Edwards. 8 to shoot. Tanner's got the ball. Lost it on the floor. They called a foul on the Dogs.
You're kidding.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Called for the foul, trying to get to the loose ball. That's his third. Georgia's bench disagreeing vehemently with the call.
And at least half of Georgia's radio team.
But to no avail.
He was reaching down on the floor to get the ball because the ball was free.
Not a shooting situation. Commodores will keep possession and throw it in on the sideline. 5:20 to go in the game. Georgia has a 10-point lead. Tanner to the right elbow. Feeds Nickel on the wing. Back to Tanner. What's the call? Offensive foul away from the ball. Is that on McLaughlin? Yeah, that's 5 on him. He's mad too. He's arguing with the referee. He just fouled out of the game. Devin McLaughlin, their biggest post player, transfer from Boston College, will have a seat on the bench for the last 5:14 of the contest. Oh, he got a forearm and a bow high in the neck area of one of the Georgia players. I'm surprised they don't check that at the monitor. Usually contact up above the shoulders, they go right to the monitor. They didn't look at it then. They just called the foul. So McLaughlin is gone, and the Commodores will put Magnon back in the game. Tanner, Magnon, Nickel, Edwards, and Carey. Georgia's 5, Lawrence, Newell, Surreal, LeFew, and Demery.
Vandy has been 4:37 without a point. 4 minutes and 37 seconds without a point.
It's a slow 8-0 run by the Dogs. We led by 10. They ran off 8 straight to get it to 2. Georgia's pushed it back up to 10. Lawrence has the ball in front court with 5 minutes to play in the game. LeFew on the right wing. Nickel guarding. Dribbles with his left hand. Uses a screen from Samto. Straight on 3. Front of the rim. No good. Rebound loose in the paint. Samto got it on his back. Feeds Demery. Lay in good. Lay in by beautiful Silas Demery. Samto Surreal got the rebound and passed it from his back.
From laying on the floor. How about that?
Stegman erupting with noise after that play. 68-56, largest lead of the game. Steal by LeFew. He poked it away. Will drive for the layup. Good with the right hand off the window. Timeout, Vanderbilt.
This place is off the hinges now. Dogs up 14. Vandy wants to talk about it. What they need to talk about is they haven't scored since Fluff was a kitten.
Timeout, 4:25 to go. Georgia, as Chuck said, has run it out to a 14-point lead, largest of the game. It's Georgia 70, Vanderbilt 56. Back after this, Bulldog Sports Network.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power to recover right. A delicious protein shake with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle. Champion your recovery with Core Power, proud partner of Georgia basketball. Learn more at corepower.com.
Go Dogs, sick 'em. Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the dogs are unleashed. And this basketball season, Scana Energy is part of all the action as a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up with Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/GoDogs for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
Want more exclusives and behind-the-scenes Bulldogs content, more game highlights, mic'd ups, and original programming? Search for the Georgia Bulldogs All Access channel on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Georgia Bulldogs All Access, your official inside connection to Georgia football and all Georgia Bulldog sports.
At Piedmont, quality care changes lives. Meet Brad, a healthy former Marine who unexpectedly suffered 5 heart attacks and then heart failure. He credits Piedmont with saving his life.
The teamwork it took to provide me a path forward through a surprise heart failure and almost 5 months of intensive care in 3 different Piedmont hospitals is difficult for me to even imagine, but you guys nailed it. How do you thank someone for the gift of life?
Hear more at piedmont.org/quality care. Piedmont, real change lives here.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for Athens, the Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa Debit Card and prepaid Regions Now card. Confidently show your dog pride and get your card today. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Georgia starting to pull away here late in the second half. A 12-0 Georgia run has extended the lead to 14 points, largest of the game. Commodores have gone almost 5.5 minutes with a scoring drought, so Vanderbilt starting to dry up, it would appear. We shall see with 4:25 remaining. Leading scorers in the game for Georgia, Silas Demery with 15, Lawrence and Newell each with a dozen. Leading scorer for Vanderbilt is Edwards with 22. He's their only guy in double figures. And the Dogs out shooting the Commodores 43% to 35. And the rebounding total now even again at 32 apiece. And this end from Fayetteville, Arkansas survives Mississippi State 93 to 92. So Arkansas will drop Georgia's seeding down. If the Dogs hang on to win this ball game, we'll be the 11th seed now instead of the 10. And that means a late night game Wednesday night, the last game of the session on Wednesday night. There is no tip time for that one because it follows game 1 of the evening session. But it will probably be roughly 9:30, between 9:30 and 10 o'clock for the start of Georgia's tournament game on Wednesday.
And we would play
Oklahoma. They play Texas tonight, but they lose the tiebreaker to Texas, so they're going to be that 14 seed. And Georgia will be the 11, provided we hang on to this 14-point lead. Nickel with a quick 3 for Vanderbilt off the rim. Rebound rolls to the right corner. And Carey on the floor. He's laying face down on the floor. He is pounding. He's pounding the floor with his fist while he's laying face down. I don't know if he's up holding his left hip. Georgia was called for a foul, I think.
On Silas.
Yeah, they got Demery. Ball was loose on the floor. I don't know if he jumped on top of him and hurt his hip. Carey was not happy, though. He was just pounding. It's not going to make his fist feel any good either. He's pounding the floor with his fist while he was laying down.
Well, there have been far too many baseball pitchers that have slammed the dugout wall and
not a good idea.
Had to sit out for a while.
If you use your hands for a living.
That's right.
Stay away from the hard surfaces. Silas picks up his 4th foul, and the free throw by Carey is no good, and Somto rebounds for the Dogs. That worked out. Georgia by 14. With 4 minutes to go right now. Demery with the ball.
Somto's 7th rebound.
Lawrence windmills the ball on the logo, feeds LeFew to his left. Tanner guarding. Dakota LeFew still dribbling, now crossover. Oh, here's an opening. There's a 3. Rattled it home, good. Straightaway 3 for Dakota LeFew. He's got a dozen all in this half. Second 3 of the contest. Foul on Tyron Lawrence, trying to reach for the ball on the right wing. And he made contact with the Vanderbilt player, and that's going to put Edwards on the line for foul shots. 1-1 for Edwards. Second foul of the game on Tyron Lawrence. Stops the clock again with 3:38 remaining.
You know what? This will be his first opportunity for points since they took him out to rest him quite a while ago.
And his first free throw is up and good. He had 16 in the first half. He's got 7 here in the second half. 23 total for Edwards.
Their first points in over 6 minutes.
But no field goals yet. Edwards' second foul shot hit the front of the rim, had enough spin on it to roll off the glass and through. The free throw is good. And Georgia will inbound and bring it up the floor. 3:35 remaining. LeFew still in backcourt. Middle of the floor over the logo. Gives it to Lawrence, who feeds Demery. He'll trot it to the far side of the floor. Georgia 73, Vanderbilt 58. Another whistle stops the clock. And we got a foul on Edwards. The Commodore guard commits his second foul. Double bonus free throws for Georgia. It'll be Silas on the line shooting a pair. Lawrence, 40 fouls have been whistled in this game today. And 54 foul shots, now 55 as Demery. No, it's Lawrence, excuse me. Lawrence is shooting. Ty missed the first, here's the second. Ball's in the air, and that one's good. He's had kind of a rough day by his standards at the free throw line. Just 5 of 9. For an almost 80% shooter. Nickel, catch and shoot 3, right corner, Vanderbilt, good. Right in front of their bench, and they call a quick time with 3:15 to go. And Georgia leading 74-61 now. Commodores call a time. We'll keep it right here with 3:15 to play. Edwards has done the bulk of their scoring today, Chuck, with 24, and he hasn't had a whole lot of help from his guys offensively. No one else in double figures.
Well, he's had to go this long stretch. When they took him out, I was wondering how long they'd rest him. They rested him a little longer than I thought they would. And then when they put him back in, he had a little trouble getting back into the flow of things and didn't score again until he stepped to the line and knocked down those 2 free throws a few minutes ago. So they took the guy that was really hurting us the most and kind of took him out of the game a little bit, which, you know, thank you. But,
really.
But right now, you know what we got to worry about? It's a 13-point lead. There's still plenty of time. 3:15. Vandy can get back in this. But we got to continue to play that strong defense, see if we can limit their shots, make them spend as much time as possible to get a good shot.
Commodores 10th in the league in field goal percentage. 45.5. They're well below that today at 36%. A little bit of a short roster for them today. They're minus 2 guys that they normally use. MJ Collins, Grant Huffman sitting this one out with ankle injuries. And then McLaughlin has fouled out of the game for Vanderbilt. So they're very small, but they can also be elusive. They do have some quickness on the floor, but they don't have much size right now.
And I know something else that you love. This game's now 2 hours and 16 minutes.
Well, when you have, what do we say, 40 fouls called and 54 free throws.
And some reviews.
Yeah,
one a really lengthy one.
Throw in, as you pointed out, a couple of Netflix series there.
Well, one of those reviews had an intermission.
We're going to get to Nashville before it's all said and done, however. Dogs throw it in. Dimry to Lawrence. Tyron in backcourt, lobs it to Silas at the timeline. He jumps across into the front court. Now Dimry trots to the right side of the floor. Magnon goes with him to LeFew, who retrieves the ball on the logo. Skips it left to Lawrence. Lawrence swinging a ball from side to side. Now puts it on the floor and dribbles away. 5 to shoot. Lawrence matched up with Hogard from the elbow. Leans in, forces up a 2, hits the side of the rim. Offensive rebound. Newell, and the putback rolls over the front iron. Good.
He was in the right spot, right in front of the rim. Came right in his hands. All he had to do was just jump a little and put it right back.
Similar shot to what he didn't make against Auburn here on our home floor. It's right in the same spot. But that ball did not drop for him that night. Georgia 76, Commodore 61. Tanner in no man's land in the paint. He's got a 6'11 guy right in front of him. He doesn't shoot. They go to Magnon in the corner. He will shoot and hit a 3. Left corner 3. Chris Magnon, his first three-pointer of the game. He's in double figures with 10. 76-64. Dogs by a dozen with 2 minutes to play. Georgia trying to hang on. Arkansas has beaten Mississippi State today, so Georgia trying to play for the 11th seed in the SEC tournament draw. That'll be a night game on Wednesday, the late night game, the last game, as a matter of fact. Trying to finish in style. LeFew helps the cause. A one-handed floater down the lane is good. Going to roll in for Dakota, and a timeout, Georgia, with a 1:41 to play.
That may have been the dagger right there. That puts them up 14 with a minute 41. So they got 101 seconds here to figure this out. How to overcome a 14-point deficit.
Speaking of 14, Chuck, how about Dakota's second half? All 14 of his points coming in the final 20 minutes. Pretty impressive. He's got 14 today and 14 in this half.
Asa or
Dakota LeFew?
Dakota LeFew.
Yeah.
Oh, when you said 14. Oh, you mean he's had 4. Okay. I say, well, okay, I get it
the
now.
math is starting 14. To come together now.
Yeah. But he's had all 14 in this half?
Yeah, he had 0
well, we needed him
at halftime, but he's been a big
doing my thing
maker.
Called arithmetic. We needed those 14.
In his final game as a Georgia Bulldog at home, anyway, in front of the home fans, he was one of two players honored on Senior Day here before the game started.
I majored in arithmetic.
I can tell. Between you and me, well, we have to bring in Adam to help us figure most of that stuff out.
Oh, that's going to be a big help.
3 heads are better than our 2, though, right? Dogs called a time with 1:41 to go. 78-64 they lead. We were knotted at halftime at 39. Asa Newell hit 2 free throws with a half-second left in the first half to tie the game and send us into the locker room all knotted up. And then Georgia has been able to play in front for a good portion of this half by outscoring Vanderbilt by 14 thus far. Dogs trying to get to 20 wins in the regular season for the first time since 2015. That's only happened 5 times in Georgia history, believe it or not. Carey with an open dunk for Vanderbilt. He'll flush it down uncontested.
Well, I think we lost somebody because he was wide open. There was nobody near him.
Dogs inbound with Dimry to Lawrence. Clock ticking at 1:20. Jump pass over the timeline to Dimry. Silas holds the ball on his left hip near the half-court line. Feeds LeFew, who retrieves it on the logo. Skip it slowly to Lawrence on the left side. Now inside to Asa. Spin down the left lane line. Shoots out of the spin off the rim, and a foul is called on the Commodores. And the foul is on Magnon. That's his 4th. 2 foul shots coming for Asa Newell. Clock at 66 seconds remaining before a Georgia victory. 78-66. Dogs lead by a dozen. Georgia hangs on the last 66 seconds. Mike White will have his 299th win as a head coach. Newell, free throw. Front of the rim, no good. That was a big clanker right there. You'll get one more. Dogs pull everybody off the lane line. There's 4 Vanderbilt players and Asa. Second foul shot in the air. And all net good. 15 today for Asa Newell. Dogs lead it by 13, 79-66. Minute to go. Hogard dribbles through traffic, sweeping layup attempt, airballs it from the right side. Caught by Lawrence on the weak side. Dogs basketball. Celebration going to begin in the student section.
Vandy's letting it go.
Georgia by 13 with 41 seconds. Lawrence dribbles slowly, lobs it to Demery. Silas holds it. Asa comes out to screen if he needs it. 8 to shoot. Silas puts it on the floor. Drives, stops for a 3. Back of the rim. High rebound collected by Hogard. Half-court pass to Tanner from the left side. Tanner attacks. Jump stop. Reverse lay-in. Good. 79-68. 20 seconds to go. Lawrence's pass was tipped by Tanner in the backcourt, but Georgia able to save the possession. Georgia wants to call a time to get players off the floor and sub in with 10 seconds to go. They want to get Dakota out of the game, and they want to get Lawrence out of the game, and they want to get a hand for both of those guys from this crowd, this sold-out crowd at Stegman Coliseum. And Mike White with a hug for Lawrence and Dakota LeFew.
And Mike White gets it. He asked for that standing ovation for these 2 young men, and he gets it.
Crowd standing here, 10,523, sold out afternoon, last day of the regular season here in Athens. So Lawrence and LeFew, the 2 guys who were honored on senior day before the game. And now Jaden Newell will check into the game. The older brother of Asa will come into the contest with 10.4 to go. And Asa comes out because he's one and done.
That's it. Antonio Dean Reynolds, our chief assistant here, and he gets right in Ace's ear and
big old hug.
Yeah, big old hug. Tells him how much he loved coaching him and having him here.
Dogs will run the last 10 seconds off the clock. Silas in front court will just hold on to the basketball. Vanderbilt will let it go, and the Dogs have won it today over Vanderbilt, 79-68. Georgia gets its 20th win of the regular season.
And Scott, for a guy that loves defensive basketball, I love the fact that's 3 straight games, 3 straight that we've held our opponent in the 60s. Great defense.
It's a 4-game winning streak to end the regular season for Georgia, as the Dogs collect their most SEC wins since 2017. They will finish the regular season in conference with 8 wins. 8-10 is the record. Will be the 11th seed in the tournament draw in Nashville, and will play Wednesday night in the late game.
Against Boomer Sooner, huh?
Boomer Sooner, yes. 79-68 is your final score. The Dogs win it. And now 20-11 overall. Vanderbilt with the loss, now 20-11 as well, and they finished with an identical conference record as well, 8-10 in the SEC. Stay tuned now for the Regions Locker Room Report. That's coming up next. Get your Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. Dogs 79, Commodores 68. That's your final on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Unbelievable. They beat Arkansas and go wire to win the SEC tournament.